You know how sometimes you come across English words that just feel connected, but you can't quite figure out why? Well, it's usually not a coincidence. There's often a hidden pattern, an ancient root word that's tying them all together. Today, we're going to crack the code on one of the most powerful roots from Latin. It's a single key that unlocks a whole family of words you use all the time. So, let's start the investigation.
Here's how our investigation is going to play out. We'll start with a little mystery, then I'll reveal the secret root. From there, we'll follow the clues through the worlds of law, promises, and even into words you use every single day. Trust me, by the end of this, you'll have the key to a whole new part of your vocabulary.
All right, let's kick things off with a puzzle. We've got 3 words here that, on the surface, seem to live in completely different universes.
Just think about that for a second. A jury, right? They sit in a courtroom. An injury, that's about getting hurt, physically or emotionally. And a conjure, that's, summoning a spirit or doing magic tricks. What on earth could possibly link these 3 things? The answer is actually way more elegant than you might think.
You see, the secret, the single key that unlocks this mystery and dozens of other words, is a tiny 3-letter root that has traveled through centuries of language just to get to us today.
And here it is, JUR. This little powerhouse comes straight from Latin, and it carries the weight of 3 distinct but related concepts: law, a sworn oath, and a legal right. Keep these 3 meanings in mind because we're about to see them pop up absolutely everywhere.
So let's start our investigation with the most obvious suspects, the words you'd totally expect to find in a courtroom, all built on that first meaning of JUR, law.
With these words, the connection is super straightforward. A jury is a group of people sworn to uphold the law. A juror is, well, a member of that juror. And a jurist? That's simply an expert in the law. See? The root is just hiding there in plain sight.
And this idea doesn't just stop at people, it builds out to entire systems. A jurisdiction is the area where a certain law applies. Jurisprudence is the study, or the philosophy, of law. And the entire judiciary is the branch of government concerned with, yep, you guessed it, the law.
Okay, so we've seen how jur means law, but remember, it has that second meaning, oath. And this is where our investigation takes a really fascinating turn. We're moving away from written rules and into the power of a spoken promise.
Just think about what an oath really is. It's a sacred promise that you are bound to keep. This powerful idea of swearing is the key to the next family of words we're going to look at.
And this next one perfectly illustrates the dark side of that promise: perjury. It's the crime of lying after you've taken an oath to tell the truth. It's a direct violation of jur in its sense as a sacred vow. It's not just any old lie, it's a lie that shatters a sworn promise.
The root also gives us these 2 really powerful and kind of opposite verbs. So on one side, to adjure someone is to command them solemnly, like you're putting them under oath. But on the other side, to abjure something is to formally reject it, to swear an oath that you'll stay away from it. It's the difference between swearing to do something and swearing away from something.
And here it is, the solution to our initial mystery. The word conjure actually comes from con, which means together, and jur, which means to swear. So it originally meant to swear an oath together, to make a binding pact. Over time, that idea evolved to mean summoning spirits who are bound by that kind of pact. So yeah, magic and law, they're basically ancient cousins. How cool is that?
All right, now for the final, and I think the most mind-blowing part of our investigation. We're going to look at that third meaning of jur, legal right, and see how it secretly shapes words we use every single day, far away from any courtroom or magic circle.
Okay, get ready for this. When you break down the word injury, you get the prefix in, which means not or against, and our root, jur, meaning right. So, an injury, at its very core, literally means an act that goes against your rights. It's not just about a scrape or a bruise, it's a violation. Isn't that incredible?
And we see the exact same hidden logic in the word prejudice. Pre means before, and judice comes straight from jur, meaning judgment. So prejudice is literally a prejudgment. It's the act of making a ruling in your mind before you have all the facts, just like a biased judge would.
So there you have it. The case is officially closed. We started with a mystery, we found the key, and by understanding this one simple root, we've cracked the code on an entire family of English words.
And that's the real power here. This isn't about memorizing a bunch of definitions one by one. It's about seeing the architecture, the logic underneath the language. When you learn a root, you're not just getting a word, You're getting a master key that can open dozens of doors.
I mean, we're not just talking about a handful of words here. The source material for this whole thing lists over 50 words that are built on this one root, JUR. 50. And now, they're all going to be easier for you to understand and remember just because you know the Latin blueprint they all share. So, let's just do a quick recap. The Latin root JUR means law, oath, or legal right. It's the backbone of all those legal terms like jurisdiction and judiciary. But it also explains the hidden meaning in common words like injure, which means against right, and prejudice, which means prejudgment. Seriously, understanding this one root is an amazing shortcut to mastering dozens of English words.
This all just leaves us with one final thought to chew on. If the ideas of law, rights, and sworn oaths are secretly shaping all these words, what other hidden codes, what other ancient laws are embedded in the words we use every single day, just waiting to be discovered?